Hey everybody, gotta make a quick run into town here. One of my family works in a clinic, and they're the ones that do the ultrasounds and try to stop abortions, and then help the. Sorry about that. Anyway, they got a phone call from the security company that multiple glass break sensors have gone off in their office. They're not open right now, and so she has to go in and check it out. I said, not by yourself, you're not. Not with all the stuff that's going on. I don't know if you guys have heard a lot of that stuff that's reporting, but there's been a lot of assaults against any pro-life advocate. Clinics have been that try to stop abortions or help people what abortion is being attacked. Capital here, and so I don't know if she is identified there and tied to this particular clinic or not. So we gotta go check it out. I'll be there before she's there. She lives a little bit further away than I do. So had time to have prayer with Mom before I left. My eyes are red and swollen, that's why. It was good prayer. Real good prayer. This is probably nothing, but I just don't want her walking into it by herself. Her husband's in a meeting. Join her. So I just had to be home, and thankfully I was able to do this. So I'll tell you something. All you haters out there that hate me, that think I'm doing this, what I'm doing, to scam people and take advantage of people. I get a lot of that, and I know you know that I'm not. You're just trying to get under my skin, and I'll be honest, sometimes you do, because this is truly the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I had a good life before I joined the People's Convoy. I had a really good life. I loved what I'd done. I had my whole rest of my life set up, ready to go. And I had 5 more years of trucking, and I had the ultimate truck to do it in. And I own my own business, so I can do what I want to do. I worked hard. I worked even harder now. I've never worked this hard. It's not physical, but mental. It's just the psychological is Lord. But the hardest part is what just happened before I got in this truck. I love my mama with all my heart. And if I had my way, I'd just wrap her up. Nothing bad would ever happen to her. No, a want or a need. That's what I just told God. I said, I can't do that, but you can. So I go up there to my son's house, and my grandson just crying, Papa, Papa, when I'm getting ready to leave. I'm not my own anymore. I belong to this movement. And I got responsibilities not just to myself anymore. I've got responsibilities to others. And I'll just be honest, I don't like that. I like being responsible just for me. That's the way I like it. And that's why I like trucking so much. Is nobody else, you know, once I accepted that load, you know, I'm on that load, and I'm responsible to that person I'm hauling for, but that was no big deal. I was going to get that job done, but now I'm responsible to everybody that backs and supports us. And that's a heavy weight. And I can't do what I want to do all the time. Looks like there's construction here. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. So, yeah, I guarantee you that's what it is. Yeah, there's guys on ladders and stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. There's nothing nefarious going on. Yeah, there's a ladder there. That's what it is. Okay, that's good. Yeah, they're wrapped all the way around the building. Okay, that makes me feel better. Talk to this fella real quick. Hey, brother.
How's it going?
Good. One of my family members runs this place. He's manager of it,
Yeah.
and they got a call from security saying that a bunch of glass sensors went off. So she's on her way down here, and I thought, she ain't gonna be down by herself. So
Glass sensors?
yeah, and I said, all you guys, I'm gonna go. That's why.
Oh, yeah, they were banging pretty good.
Yeah, I just didn't want her to walk into something with all this going on, you know.
We ain't broke nothing.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
A few more minutes,
So
you never know.
I seen all them ladders. I go, there's a problem right there. All right, she'll probably be down here just a little bit to check too. So she said she had to come. So all right, you guys have a good one. He ain't broke nothing yet, he said. Let me call her. Yeah, I'm gonna mute you for just a moment here. quick and let her know. She was worried too, so. Hey, Mama.
Yeah.
It's just construction workers down here. So,
Oh, is that what it is?
yeah, she'll be okay. Yeah,
All right.
she'll be
Well,
fine.
now are you heading on up to Indiana?
Yeah, I'm heading out now.
Yeah. What day did you
I love you. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
You need to get rid of the road away from my family up there.
Alrighty, I'm back. I should know better than put her on live stream. Oh, last night, no, this morning. This morning, she was in bed when I got home last night. This morning, she was talking to one of my cousins, and Mom's got a bad habit of just laying the phone down and not hanging up. She started to say something about something else, and I said, Mom, you need to hang your phone up. She goes, oh, she didn't hang up? I said, well, no, Mom, you got to hang up. Oh, when you're old, it don't matter. Excuse me. New York has their Broadway. I'll show you our Broadway here in just a minute. This is our Broadway up here. Get ready to turn on it. Lebanon is such a beautiful town. Such a beautiful town. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you and show you some of my old schools. My cousin owned that house right there. She might still do it. Big house on the right there. You can barely see it. But they have a parade comes through here right before Christmas. It's a horse parade, a carriage parade. They got carriages that come down through there. We sit out on the front porch out there and watch that parade. It was really cool. If you ever get a chance to attend that in Lebanon, Ohio, it is they have one during the day and then they have one at night. And the one at night, man, they're all lit up. And this is our Broadway. I just love this town. It's beautiful. This is the old downtown area here. Up here on the left is the old ice cream parlor. And it's just like walking back into the 20s and 30s. Where it used to be. I haven't been in there in years. We got a little railway here in town, railroad. Have a train that runs up tomorrow and then turns around and comes back. It's pretty cool. What's the best restaurant in town? That's a good question. Um, when I'm in town, and this is crazy, but I always like to go to Frisch's. It is a beautiful town. Frisch's is kind of it's a local. There's the old ice cream parlor off to the left there. But yeah, this right here is the Golden Lamb. It's the oldest inn in Ohio, and there's been quite a few presidents stayed there, and even Abraham Lincoln stayed there. That little courtyard there off to the side. When I was a kid, they bring in a like wagon that was enclosed, had windows across the front, and Santa Claus would sit in there, and you'd walk up on one side and then walk back on the other side. I mean, that was a highlight of our Christmas season, was getting to come down there and do that. We loved that part. Go up here, I'll show you my elementary school and my middle school. So I'm a small town guy. Oops, I'm supposed to turn left. I want to take it to the front. That's what I was doing. Yeah, that's what I was doing. They turned the old firehouse into a brewery. Yeah, Frisch's is kind of a local chain. I grew up on that. I usually try to hit a Frisch's when I'm home for a while. Or the Gold Star chili. They say the Golden Lamb is a great place to eat. It's got a restaurant in it. But I've only ate there a couple of times when I was a kid. Mom would, we had to get all dressed up to go down there, man. Mama, she dressed us up really good. I'm sorry, that ain't the house that she owned. It's this one right here. It's on this corner. I wasn't down far enough. That's it. Is it? No, it was that back there. I think. Maybe it was that one. I don't remember. This is the old Berry Middle School. It says intermediate now. But if you ever seen the movie Harper Valley PTA, well, this is the school they used as the front to that. What was a girl's name that, let me put this where it belongs here, where you can see better rather. Well, I can't get it to go no further. I'm sorry. That's the old Berry Middle School. But they used that as the front in Harper Valley PTA. What's the lady that played I Dream of a Genie? Anyway, she played in that movie. But that's the old track there that we used to play on. And then this over here is the old Dunleavy School. It's now the bus garage. But when I was here, they've tore one of the buildings down, or actually it looks like maybe 2 or 3 of the buildings down. It seemed like there's at least 4 across through there. But I went to grade school here, and yeah, track and field right there at 4 times around it, they say is a mile. And when I was a young lad, I had a whole lot of heartbreak and disappointment in that fenced area. I don't think it was fenced back then. They didn't care about us back then. You know, we just, they didn't fence us in. If he was dumb enough to run out, and he was dumb enough to deal with the consequences. So, off to the left here, there's a playground now. Yeah, the old ball diamond's still there. Used to come down there and play kickball, recess, and gym. But my most hated sport was dodgeball. That sucked because I wasn't good at it. Let's see here. When I was growing up, I'd walk from that very middle up to my mom's office when I was in middle school there, and I'd play around in her office there until time for her to go home. She left at 5 o'clock, and she ran an insurance agency for a little while there, a few years, and one day I took off from the middle school. I thought I'll just walk up to Mom's office, and got up there and suddenly remembered that it was Wednesday, and Wednesday was a half day. So I was sitting sitting at her office at 3:30 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and that's back before cell phones and all that stuff. Fortunately, her business partner lived up the street a little ways, and I walked up there and said, "Hey, can you call Mom and have her come pick me up?" I was stuck. Holy cow. I spaced it. It was Wednesday. Didn't make that mistake again. I was kind of wasn't an unruly child, I don't think so much. I was just kind of the same way I am today. I just done things that didn't think all the way through. I'm better at it now than I used to be. You get slapped around enough, it starts making you think about the consequences. I remember when I was a little boy, I was probably 5 or 6, one of my earliest memories. I was raised without a TV. We didn't have a TV. Didn't have a TV until I was probably, it never had a TV that was consistent, and my brother started working on them when I was about 14, 15 years old, 14 I think. He took electronics in trade school, and he started going out and picking up televisions. Back then, had them big old television sets. They were all operated on tubes before the electronics improved to where they are today. People's TV would go out, They just sent them out to trash, go buy another one. And on trash days, we'd drive around with my dad's pickup truck, pick up television sets, and he'd take every tube out of them, take them down here to the, what we call the dime store. They had a tube tester in there. Some of you remember that. He put every one of them tubes in that tube tester and test them until he found the one or the multiple ones that were bad. He'd buy the tube. They had the tubes in the bottom of the machine there. You just pull them out and he'd bring back. He had it all schematiced out and knew where everything went. He'd put the new tube in it. He'd sell them. And so we started having a TV a little bit more regularly then, but Dad didn't go with it. Dad and Mom, neither one. Mom still doesn't have a television. And so anyway, we went down to the Elder Beerman's. It was a department store. And well, Elder Beerman's had a whole room dedicated to nothing but their television sales. So, not being around TV a lot, guess where I graduated to every time we went to Elder Beerman's? I went down there and watched TV, which Mom always knew that. Back then, you know, kids ran around. And stories were just starting to come out about kids getting smashed up and stuff, and nothing, you know, have the news media like we do today where you heard of everything, so they weren't really that concerned about it. Again, it's like putting up fences around the track there, you know. When you grew up to adulthood in my era, you tough or lucky. So anyway, I went down there to that. They were having a Midnight Madness sale, and so I went down there. I always kind of like tight places. There were two TVs sitting far enough apart. I just squeezed in between them. Sitting there, I was watching some kind of cop show. Boy, it was good too. I wish I knew what it was now, but boy, it had my undivided attention. And 11 o'clock, the television show went off and the news came on. Well, I didn't have any interest in the news. And so I crawled out from underneath them television sets. When I came out of the little room there, Mom was coming towards it. And I could tell by her walk and look on her face that there's something wrong. I'm thinking, oh man, something's up. An hour or so before that, they'd been on the intercom calling my name. They had security walking all around, and people were out. Dad was outside driving around trying to find me. Mom had came into the TV room to look for me right off the bat, but hadn't thought about me being squeezed up in between two television sets where she couldn't see me. And she was crying. What was funny was, as she was relating to me her great relief in having found me unharmed after an hour or so of searching for me, at the same time as we're riding the escalator up to the top floor, she's pinching the fire out of my arms. I knew better to say anything about it. I didn't even say ow or anything, because she was mad. She was upset, buddy. I can understand. I get it. And I'm thinking in my mind, if you're so glad to see me, why are you pinching the fire out of me right now? Whew, Lord. If she could have wore me out right then and there in public, she would have. I don't think she had much of an aversion to doing that, because I remember some whoopings I got when I was younger. Oh, I made life rough on her. Didn't mean to, it just was, you know. Oh, Lord have mercy. I remember when these kids get up, go to school in the morning, and I always had curly blonde hair when I was little. And my uncle hung the nickname Poodle on me because my hair was so curly. And that name, some of my family still calls me Poodle today. Matter of fact, I took our Indiana team. I took them over to my church the other night, last Wednesday night, and my cousin came up. I heard him telling them the story. I walked up, I said, Mike, you don't tell them everything, you know. Oh, he was just laughing. He thought that was so funny. Yeah, my Uncle Reagan, he hung the name Poodle on me. So anyway, my curly hair, you know, sleep on it all night, it gets matted, and, you know, in the mornings, I think he done it on purpose, but my brother would make her mad while she was brushing my hair. And Lord, she bristles that brush, and she get mad at him and fussing at him and brushing my hair. He'd sit back and grin. Like, I'm gonna get you. Knocked the hide off of my scalp, man. Just, and bristles just pecking on it. Oh my goodness. I was telling my kids that story one time, and I could tell they didn't understand the full pain of it. So I said, go get your mama's hairbrush. I pecked him a little bit on top of the head. He's like, oh. I said, you sissy, shut up. I dealt with it every morning. Yeah. I wouldn't trade nothing for those memories. Had a good childhood. Had a good childhood. Had a good mom. Have a good mama and had a good daddy. I still have a good daddy. Nothing will ever change. He's still in my heart, in my mind, and I just need to be more like him. He was an awful good man. He taught me the values of hard work and honesty. See, my daddy, he'd come home from work, he had deterioration of the spine. When he was a kid, he had rheumatoid arthritis. Really sick, just about died. And it set up a lot of degenerative disease in his bones and stuff. And he worked at Armco Steel, and worked hard. I might have told this story before, but bear with me as I walk down memory lane here. But he started off working on the railroad out there. I don't mean driving the trains or anything like that. I mean, he laid the ties and he laid the trestles. I mean, he done it all. Did the hard part. That was back before they had machinery. Had to pick him ties up, carry them, and the rail, pick them up and carry them. And noticed a big thunderstorm coming in their direction. So I didn't say nothing. I said, but he said, one of the other guys finally spoke up and said, when it starts raining, where do we go? He said, that foreman just looked at him, then looked over at a little building and pointed at that little building. Didn't say nothing, just pointed to it. Dad said, I was looking at that little building, started counting how many guys out there working, including the foreman. He said, I calculated in my brain, and he said, ain't no way all of us gonna fit in that little building. Sure enough, man, it started to rain. That foreman said, all right, everybody to the building. So they all took off running to that building. Said the first one there opened up that door. There's all rain gear inside the building there. They said, they divvied out the rain gear, and we all went back to work in the rain. So I've seen him come home, and he'd get out of his pickup truck, and he'd have to lean on the bed of the pickup until he get his back straightened up where he could walk in. And he almost made it to 30 years, and the pain just got so bad that he couldn't do it anymore. He didn't want to do it, but he finally went down and filed for early retirement and Social Security disability. And he said he walked into that meeting with those disability, the disability board, and he said he'd already been to the company doctor who had done all the x-rays and all that stuff. He said, but they had as they introduced themselves, they introduced this one guy as the doctor that would be relating to them his medical condition. And I guess his testimony would bear the most weight. And Dad said, I was looking at him, said he was angry. He just looked angry, and had his arms folded and just glared at him. Dad thought, well, they're not going to give me disability. They all went around and told different things, asked different questions of him. And finally came that time for that doctor to speak, and he asked him his opinion. He said, I've seen this man's x-rays. I don't know how he's worked as long as he's worked. And that was it. That was in bad shape. But he kept on working. He's a real man. He was a real man. When my dad got off of work, he came home. He had buddies, he had friends, lots of them. But he wanted to be with his family. He loved his family. His whole life revolved around my brother, myself, and my mom. He loved my mama, buddy. One memory sparks another. My mom would kill me for telling this on live stream, but here we go. Mama's kind of like me. She's kind of prudish, and I remember Dad when she was on you remember those old cordless phones? They were beige colored and had an antenna that you'd stretch out, And we thought we was walking in high cotton when we got one of them. And Mom was on that phone talking to somebody. Dad walked through the living room. He just hauled off and smacked her on the butt real hard. And before she even thought, she hit him with that phone upside the head. And the shock on his face. She didn't want him to do it. She didn't mind him doing that, but she didn't want him to do it in front of us kids. I had to be a teenager. Shock on his face. He stopped, grabbed the side of his head, and said, well, Faye? She, oh, Bud, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't ever remember him doing that again. She beamed him with it. Rung his bell, buddy. Uh, oh, Lord. Rung his bell. uh, which, you know, that ain't the first time he'd had his bell rung. When my brother and I were kids, the first house I lived in with, when I came home, the first house I remember, I was born when they lived at that house. And the big show TV was Batman and Robin. And we sneak off up to the neighbors after school, watch Batman and Robin. This before I started going to school. I don't even remember this happening. But my brother, wherever he went, I went too. I remember going up there later, but I don't remember then. But Batman and Robin, man, that was a big show, I guess. And Adam West, and I forget who Robin was, but anyway, that was the game me and my brother always played. Well, since my brother was Batman, I had to be Robin, of course. And so Dad played the multiple cast of villains. And on this particular day, Dad was playing the Joker. And Dad always had a real stiff beard. He had to shave every day, you know. And his big thing was he called it beardness. He'd beard us. He'd get us, hold our face, and rub his rough beard on the side of our face. Man, oh, that was... yeah, probably wasn't as bad as what we acted like it was, but oh, it was bad. And so that day, the old Joker, he was getting the best of Batman. Wasn't much Robin could do about it because the Joker was a big old feller. Batman would tell the story. He said, old Joker had me down. He was bearding me. And I was screaming for help. He said, and all of a sudden, the Joker, his eyes rolled back in his head. His eyes rolled back in his head, and he went, oh, and grabbed the back of his head and rolled off of him. And said, I looked up, and there stood Robin, giggling. And off to the side was a big old brand new bar of family-sized Zest soap. I guess I'd ran into the bathroom and got me a weapon. And I beamed him right in the back of the head. About knocked him out. Woo! Lord. Poor Dad. I was going to say, Batman and Robin win again. That's all I got to say. And I'm going to tell you something. The Joker never bearded us again without making sure we're all the family size Zest bars of soap were. I guarantee you that. Yeah. Poor Dad. Oh, Lord. Poor Dad. Bless his heart. If I had time, I'd take you over to his grave. We'd visit there for a while. I made a TikTok about this. That's been 4 years ago or so now. Mom called me, and she was crying and was happy. And I said, What's up, Mom? So, oh, David said, I had a dream of your daddy last night. Said, in my dream, he was just kissing me. He held me by my face and just kissed me all over my face. It just made her feel so good. He loved her and she loved him. I was raised good. Never had to worry about food. And I know they had to struggle, you know. But we kids didn't know it. Never had to worry about a good warm place to sleep in the wintertime. And it was always safe. My dad about 6'2", big old broad shoulders. I wish I'd have got some of his height. I got his shoulders and his chest, but I didn't get his height. If I'd have got his height, I wouldn't look near as fat as I look. He's a big old man. Great preacher. My goodness. He taught me about how to work. He taught me how to work on cars. The only advice my dad ever gave me that was bad advice. You ready for it? Only bad advice I ever got from him. I took mechanics in high school. That was my vocational choice. Actually, welding was my first choice, but it filled up quick, and I had to take auto mechanics instead. But he told me, he said, son, he said, I'd rebuild a couple of carburetors on some vehicles that we had. He said, son, I'm gonna tell you, he said, if you'll become a good carburetor man, so you'll never want for work. You learn everything you can about them cars. Yeah, that's the only bad advice he ever gave me. Wasn't long after that, everything went fuel injected. Carburetors are, I guess I could have been a small engine carburetor man. I know some guys made a good living doing that. Should have stopped by the Bass Pro Shop there. Look around. I go in there though, I'll get in trouble. I'll spend money. I don't have it. Good memories. Thank you all for letting me share them with you. rolled into Mom's last night about 12 o'clock. I was exhausted. And still got up at 7. Spent a few hours with her. She got up and made me some goulash. And a big old kettle of chili. I said, don't make that chili. I said, that goulash will be fine. She didn't listen. I don't know how y'all make your goulash, but we make our goulash with, of course, elbow macaroni. And you brown up a skillet of hamburger. I think she puts a pound in hers. I put 2 pounds in mine. And season it up. You don't want to put too much salt on it. 2 cans of, I like the no-name tomato soup for that. Generic. Campbell's, they've tinkered with their recipe on their tomato soup so much it's pretty bland now. About a half a chunk of that Velveeta cheese, you chunk it up in there, and a little bit of milk. Pour your macaroni over it, stir it all up. Real simple. It's one of our family favorites. You make a bread and butter sandwich, eat with it. Talk about good. Good stuff. When I was hauling for Walmart, I used to deliver down this area all the time, all around this area. I went all over the state. Actually, we didn't go much. Well, we went up into on 71 there. We went up into what's the name of that town up there? Had a couple of Walmarts and Sam's Club up there I delivered to. Can't get the name of the town to come to me now. Anyway, haul up into there. 71's north of Columbus. Hit the Columbus area a lot, Cincinnati area, over in the West Virginia area, and northern Kentucky. Sometime down in the Louisville area. Locked my keys in my truck in Louisville one time. Sure did. Louisville Sam's Club there. I got them out finally. Tired, just want to get back and go to sleep. Southeastern Ohio and all down in that area. Yesterday, Hippie and Dee was talking about it being raining every day there. They're so tired of the rain. I haven't had nothing like that over in this area. I go let yawn again. Beautiful day. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Drank that Red Bull on the way back over here to Mom's last night or yesterday. It got me through. Matter of fact, when I got to Mom's, I was still wired up for about an hour after I got there. I kept tossing and turning, couldn't go to sleep. I didn't go to sleep after 1 o'clock, I think. guess they had some deer burger yesterday and made spaghetti. Put that in the spaghetti sauce. That's fine. How do you do? Catch me gonna make deer spaghetti. Which I got to eat with Plumber B and Fireball Gal yesterday, so I can't complain much. I really enjoy hanging out with Plumber B. I know Fireball Gal's on there somewhere. I think she caught that joke. You know, yesterday she threatened not to make me any more carrot cake. I don't know. Fireball Gals, you gotta watch them. I think that has a double meaning to it. It's not just the Fireball drink, it's personality as well, I found out. I keep telling her she don't know who she's messing with, but see what's going on here. Don't want to look at my ugly mug. you on mute, folks. All right, I'm back. Gonna be a new bridge there, boy. That's nice. Just trying to figure out how bad a shape it was in before they had to decide to completely destroy it and build a new one. That thing must be in bad shape. Beautiful day for driving. Beautiful day. A friend of mine sent me a video. He was driving, looked down a service road on the side of an interstate. Car was coming at him, crossed into his lane almost head on. He got off just in time. And he drives a, I believe he was driving this Peterbilt at that time. He said she was trying to commit suicide. I mean, it almost hit him. Guess that happened yesterday. Had a lot of crazy things happen. I've been blessed. driving out west. I believe it said it was Colorado. Middle of the night, an owl came up, hit his left spot mirror, and bounced up and busted his windshield out. Scary stuff. He had glass in his hair and everything else, he said. Realized I wasn't doing the speed limit whenever I saw myself just barely creeping up on a prime truck here. What's the goal? Yeah. It's 70 through here, ain't it? Yet begin to harvest this corn out here yet. Guess it ain't quite time yet. There looks like it's ready, but I'm no farmer. Leaves or the ears are dropped. just had time to take y'all up into Metamora here. Got to be getting close. I may have passed it. I'm not sure. I think it's a next little town up here. Metamora is beautiful. It's the next exit. If you ever get a chance, especially around Christmas time, it's beautiful. It's a little town. They just made it a little town of shops and stuff that you can go to. They got all kinds of, they got like fudge making shops, and got a candle shop there. All kinds of little things in there. Really cool. Down here in southwestern. Just a beautiful area. I'll probably be losing you guys up here in a little bit. There's a area through here that has no service whatsoever. Field there is cleaned out. Part of that bean field. The harvest has started. Guys, I'm gonna get off here and let you guys go. And I got some phone calls to make and stuff like that. So I love you guys. Keep praying for our country. Pray for me. Pray for each other. Stand together. If we don't hang together, we shall most assuredly hang separately. I don't know what's going to take to wake people up to that fact. We are certainly coming to a split in the road here. Just yeah, Metamora right next right here, it says. So you guys be careful. Know that I love you. I appreciate all the help and support you all give us. It's going to take all of us to get this job done. And it's going to take God. It's never been more firmly affirmed to me that we're not fighting against people here. We're not. This is spiritual. They hate the church. They hate God. They hate everything it represents. And that's who the true enemy they've declared is. Everything else is secondary. So the only thing we can do is pray. Let God handle this. Be willing to do whatever He asks you to do. Let's not be like Metamora. He's the one that said when they came for the unions, I wasn't in the union, so I didn't stand with them. He went down a long list of different groups that they had singled out to come after. He said by the time they came for the church, there wasn't nobody to stand with us. So whatever God gives you to do it with all your heart, all your strength. We need to pray like never. I told Mom this morning, I said, we were talking about that this morning. And I said, right when the church needs to be its strongest, I've never seen the church this weak. Never. Not in my life. We've given up on the basic tenets of the Bible. And we're not praying like we need to pray. I told the church that the other night when we went there, 650 times the Bible admonishes us to pray. Even teaches us how to pray. Yet we waste that most valuable asset from God. I told him, I said, one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do I know it's God's voice I'm hearing? And I said, when my mama calls me, I don't call her ID to tell me it's her. I've spoke to her enough, I know. So we need to pray like we've never prayed before. It's fun to this generation to do this work. Make no mistake, you will not get it done by your own strength, by your own power, by your own intellect, by your own abilities. It will take God. If it's done, it'll be done through people that were used by God. Raise your hands. Don't make another mistake in thinking that it's going to be easy. Tried in ways you never knew you've never been tried this way before. And this is what I know. So stay up on your prayers like never before. So I love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Try to get back on here tonight when I get back to camp, and we'll do some more talking. All right. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later.